This was the quantity that was shipped in 2015. This is a quantity that my analyst said we are shipping in 2016. And what I'd like to do in percent change is not just say that, yeah, our quantity went from 881,000 to 791,000, it went down, or this one went up, and so on. I actually want to calculate a percentage change. A percent change calculation or delta calculation is exactly the same in the entire universe. It's the new number, 2016, minus the old number, right? So the difference divided by the old number. And we're going to do it like this in Excel. This 2016 minus 2015 will give you the difference. So in this case, brackets means negative number. Uh, we actually went down in terms of shipments by 89,000 units. Now, if you don't like brackets as a negative, you can always right click on the number, format cells, and you can choose, if you just go to number, you can actually choose a negative or even red, okay, whatever it is that you like, whatever your company prefers. Now, I'm going to leave that. That's not the answer I'm looking for. I'm looking for a percentage. So we need to double click in this cell or go up here to your edit bar, right? I'll double click and we want to divide this by the old number. So new minus old divided by old. But take a look. Because we are mixing subtraction with division and we know we want this number to be done first, we need to put brackets around it. If you don't put brackets, Excel is automatically going to do the division first. That's order of operations or bedness. I don't want D5 divided by D5 done first. I want this to be done first. So put a bracket there and a bracket there, and that'll force that to happen first. And whatever answer that is, it will divide by D5. So let's take a look. Press enter, and you're getting a 0. It's okay, don't panic, because it's in fact a percentage. Remember, the number looks something like this, right? So we're actually going to click the percent button and maybe make it 1 decimal place, right? Let's copy that down, and that is a percent change. So I don't have to look at two different numbers. We went from here to here. I just have to look at the one number. We're down by 10%. We're down by 14%. This one's pretty good. We went up by 6%. And that, of course, translates into sales. We're shipping more, which means we're probably going to sell more units. We might be shipping a lot less of Wexit in the particular year because maybe the market for it's down, demand is down, the retailers just don't want to stock it, or we're delayed on production. It could be a number of reasons that our shipments are going down, right? So that's a pretty good way to look at percent change. Now, let's go up here and let's do a date. If you remember, to put a date in is equal NOW, bracket, bracket, just like that, press enter. And if you don't see this format of the date, you want to right click, format cells date, and choose the format that you like. And the alternate was equal TODAY, bracket, bracket, and you get a similar idea, right? So right click, format cells, date, and choose the format that you like. There we go. Let's go down here. I want to do a total quantity shipped in this box here and an average quantity shipped in this box here. So there's a couple of ways of doing it. You could, of course, click equal sign, this plus this plus this plus this plus this. But there's a limit. You know, if you had 10,000 product items or SKUs, you can't do that, obviously. So you could click in the box, and on the top right, there's an Autosum button. You can click on that, and Excel will automatically assume you want to add the numbers above it. The problem with that is you are also going to include this blank space right there, right, in B10. What if later on you put a number there? It will be included in this range. So I'm going to do it manually. The function is called sum, and the word sum means to add, right? So equal sum, bracket, and you're going to tell Excel what range you want to sum. I want to sum from B5 to B9. So take your mouse, highlight, close the bracket, and press enter. Total units shipped, 4.1 million. Average, same idea, equal AVERAGE, average, bracket, and highlight the range that you want to average. Highlight that, close the bracket. Actually, you don't even need to close the bracket. You can just press enter. So on average, we shipped 837,000 gross units of any particular product. Now, Highlight both of these together. Move your mouse over the bottom right corner. See that little black plus sign? And let's copy it all the way across. And you're going to copy, just like we copied down, you're going to copy across. Now, there's a few numbers here that don't make any sense. So I'm going to delete the total of percent rejects because you cannot add percentages. I'm going to delete this percent as well. You cannot add those. You obviously cannot add words because what's a yes plus a no? A maybe? No, you just can't. So delete both of these. And let's see, delete this one. You cannot add percentages. And you cannot add any ratios at all. So any ratio, any percent, or any words, you cannot add them. Now this one here, take a look. It does say 0. It is an average of these numbers, and that's okay. It's just 0 because you did not format it for percent. So on average, throughout the company, my rejects are 4.1%. On average, throughout the company, my profit margin is 72.9%. And over here, on average, my shipments changed down by 4% overall. You have to be very careful how you use averages because they're not weighted. They're very superficial and they could be quite dangerous. So, for example, realistically, is my profit margin 72.9%? Yeah, on average it is, but really is it? So I could click in this box and figure out a pure average or a proper total average based on the actual total numbers. So take a look. Up here, we calculated profit margin based on gross profit here and adjusted revenue for Fixo. Why can't we do the same over here for gross profit for the whole company and adjusted revenue for the whole company? So let's try that. Equal total gross profit divided by total adjusted revenue and make it into a percentage. It is actually 72.4. So we're off by 0.5%. This is the real number. This is actual profit. This is an average. And of course, we could do the same here. Total rejects divided by total gross shipments percent, and it's 4.6%. And we could do the same thing for change here as well. The new number minus the old number divided by the old number, and the answer overall for the whole company is 3.5%. So in fact, our shipments went down by 3.5%, not 4. And when you're reporting to your bosses, you can, depending on what you want to try to do, say, "Oh my God, our shipments went down by an entire 4%. We need more funding." Or you can go and say, "Actually, our shipments only went down by 3.5%." So you have to kind of put in an element of ethics in there as well, right? Now another number we're going to delete is this. You can't add up all the sell prices. It means nothing. So take some time fixing up all these numbers to look like the ones above it. Obviously, the formatting didn't go across every single time. So I'm just going to highlight these, make them into dollars. There we go. Now, one last thing. Very quickly, let's fix it up, make it look nice. We're going to highlight these cells from B3 to O4. We're going to center them right up here. We're going to highlight from A3 to O4, and we're going to shade it black and make the font white. And we're going to highlight from A5 all the way down to O9, and we're going to choose this border. It's called all borders, and we're good to go. Okay, you can do the same thing with total average, shade, font, grab onto all of these boxes, and I'm using the control button to highlight only some of these, right? And make that into boxes. And that's pretty nice. It's publishable. Your boss will like to see this. It gives me the numbers the way I want to see them. Now, a couple of other things you might want to try. If you don't like the height of these rows, I can always highlight some rows like this, just right on the number itself. Move here, right click, row height. Now, row height will simply make the row a little bit taller for you to see better, okay, like that. And you could do the same thing with columns. So if you highlight some columns, right click, column width. You can change the width of a column as well. You can right click on the tab down here. You can go to tab color and change the color of the tab to some other color if you wish, okay? And you can add additional tabs by clicking the plus sign. And one last thing I'd like to do is show you how to sort. So right now it's not sorted by anything, but let's say I want to sort by product name. So the way I'd like to sort is just highlight all of these values, right? Just what you want to sort, not the headings. Go to sort filter, custom sort, and what we're going to do is we're going to sort by, let's say, name, and it's actually going to sort according to that, right? If you wanted to sort by revenue, let's say, let's go to sort, custom sort, and let's sort it by revenue, and let's make it large to small, and there we go. All right. Now, another thing you could do is filter out. So if you had large amounts of data and you only wanted to see profit, the products that have profit margins above, let's say 70%, what you can do is click sort filter, filter, and you get these arrows at the top. Click, and you only select profit margins that you like, or filter by numbers. So let's say greater than 70%, and it will only show you values that are greater than 70%. There we go. And you could do another one. So greater than 70% and rejects are less than 3%. So it'll respect both of those. And of course, you only have two products. Now, when you're done filtering, you click on sort filter, clear, and again, just click filter to turn it off, right? So practice that, and we're going to move on to exercise 2 in the next tutorial.